Baylor is wrapping up another spring practice. Today's scrimmage day, so all kinds of news and notes are going to come from that on Sick'em 365 Premium after the Bears finish practice, but we do have some information that I'm going to give y'all over the course of these next few minutes, so let's dive in. First off, the Bears are going to have an opportunity to actually see their roster and see these guys compete. I think a big storyline so far during spring camp has been the fact that, a lot of transfers are still being asked to compete. This hasn't always been the case with Baylor. We saw it last year. A lot of guys that came in, it was very evident they were going to be the starter. This year, I think they're really allowing the guys that are coming back on the roster to compete for those spots against the transfers. I ultimately think that's going to lead to a much more competitive environment. So very excited to see kind of how those things unfold and see which transfers kind of lock up a spot immediately. I think that's going to be very important, right? Because you want to see how impactful these transfers are. If they go out and make a statement, that could be big news going on in this first scrimmage. Outside of that, a lot of news and information, I think, from fans, from players, from coaches, just the excitement about this team, right? And I think we've talked about this a lot during the offseason. I think you've seen it from media people. You've seen it nationally, really, people talking about this Baylor team and what they could be this year. I think there's a lot of excitement brewing. And I think there's an expectation this year that I'm not sure has been there since the 2021 team. And this expectation to actually go out, win the Big 12, make it to a college football playoff. This feels like a team that has a lot of confidence, but also aren't going to be complacent. We saw the 2022 year, there was complacency there. Dave Aranda mentioned it ad nauseum. We saw it from the players as well. This year, the feeling really isn't there. And I think because of last year's finish, there's excitement, but because of the start to last year and the fact they didn't get to reach their ultimate goal, I think there's a lot of motivation there for this Baylor team to get it right this year and actually go out and finish the job. I think that's been a very important thing that has been brewing. The other note that I want to mention this week is the fact that because it's the first scrimmage, because they're going to have more scrimmages to come, and as we get deeper into spring camp, their staff is really going to get to figure out what they need in the transfer portal. And as we've seen, the transfer portal is still active this spring. We're going to see it be active through the summer. And I think that's where you're going to see the coaches and the staff really just kind of figure out what do they need to add, who are they going to lose, and what corrections need to be made this offseason to make sure the fall goes smoothly. But all that information, you're going to have to listen to Sick'em365.com. So be sure to check it out. Become a premium subscriber today. We have all kinds of news, notes, information, not just football, tons of baseball information, and of course, basketball right now with the transfer portal. So be sure to check that out again on Sick'em365.com.